Hello there, hello sunshine. I'm so glad and happy to welcome you in my podcast. My name is Solveig, I'm 24 years old, I come from Berlin and right now I'm living in the Netherlands, in Eindhoven, and I'm studying here at the Design Academy, and I'm doing this podcast because I just want to spread my hard topics and inspire and just make the world a brighter place and co-create and spread love basically. And I am doing this podcast in English because you heard I'm German, because I am right now in a very English community, and I wanted to also open this place up for the people I'm meeting now and I'm with now, so I can also share this side of me with them. So I hope you don't have a problem with me talking English, because that would be very sad. I don't want to exclude anybody. I just try to include the most people possible. And yes, I really think with morning routines, just see if it works for you and then continue, or if it doesn't, just leave it out. But it is great for your system and your brain that it knows there is something I do to take care for my mental health, for my for my also physical health in the morning, and then it kind of can rely on, and then you use that maybe an hour, you're taking an hour in the morning for yourself, and you think that's maybe a lot of time. I think it's a lot, but still you can kind of nurture yourself from this hour for the whole day. And that's why I love morning routines so much, and why they help me creating my life, or my dream life, and fulfilling my dreams, because I take the time in the morning to reset, to set my compass in the right moment, in the right direction, and to go in the energy of what I want to create. And that's why I do morning routines. So I will just now propose you some stuff that I do, or from who I know, from like stuff that I know people are doing that they like, and you can just kind of customize and just pick the things you like and try them out. Do it for some days, see how are you changing, how are your thoughts changing. That's really important, because what I can tell about myself is when I meditate in the morning, and that's really like my favorite morning routine, I kind of, my brain just produces different thoughts, and we are kind of, always thinking. I guess maybe also that you are not your thoughts, but what does it actually mean, you are not your thoughts? It's, for me, it really I deeply understood it when I was meditating a lot every day, 1 hour, that I really started to not have judgeful thoughts anymore, and my thoughts were much more quiet and much more kind and loving. And that really is, for me, the core of you are not your thoughts, is actually that your thoughts are just a product of the energy and the kind of cohesion in your brain. And you can change that energy, and you can set your whole system and your filters on a higher frequency, on more joy and love. And then step by step, it's a slow process, because our brain is in German, our brain is able to change. Plastizität in German, plasticism maybe it's called. It's something I learned in my studies of psychology, and that means that everything in our brain is just kind of, able to change. So you can also change the paths you are working on right now. And it's just that your brain takes these paths always because it's used to. The neurons are wired together. And when you use a certain connection of neuron wiring, it strengthens. It's like when you walk on an empty field that I never have somebody walked on. One person walks there, then two persons walk there, and after like, I don't know, 100 people, it already is a path. So that also happens in your brain. It you strengthen the thoughts and also the patterns, the habits that you mostly use. But that doesn't mean that you are the victim of these. You can change them, and it will take a lot of it's like rigid. It's like, but with practice and patience, you really can change the patterns of your thoughts. And I don't think that necessarily thoughts that are judgeful are bad thoughts. I think there's no good and bad. That's also judging, but I believe that everybody kind of thrives mostly in loving thoughts around themselves. And I also think it would be such a beautiful world in which we all are just enjoying ourselves and our time here on planet Earth and growing with everything that is kind of challenging us inside, but still always kind of come back to this love that we are all made of and that guides us, because I really feel that love is guiding me, because I'm really an ambassador of love. I hope you also feel loved by the world, because you are actually. Just think about how nice the world or the earth is growing food all the time for you to be alive, and water and sunlight and the atmosphere. The atmosphere is just keeping this air around the planet to make you breathe. Maybe it's not their intention to do that, but it just is. Okay, sorry. I really feel like I want to tell so much, and I have so much in my heart right now that I want to share, that I kind of always keep on skipping the topic. But now we will come to the morning routine. So what I do now first, I will start telling you that. Or kind of my ideal morning routine is to wake up, and then I put water already before I go to bed in the night next to my bed, and I try to drink a good amount of water, like not just 2 sips or something, like maybe 300 milliliter or 500 milliliter, because it is really healthy just for you to get as first thing in the morning to get hydrated. And then I go to the toilet mostly, and it kind of, now I will reveal something really personal, but this moment in the toilet in the morning is a moment for me super special, because I always thank on that toilet moment in the morning all my organs and all the structures and systems in my body that are supporting me every day. My heart is beating for me every day, every second, every hour. It's beating for me. And that moment, just after waking up, I just take to say thank you to all these systems, and also the unseen forces that you don't know about, that we don't even know about yet. I also thank these ones. And that's, I think, super nice to have it as a habit, because it's otherwise I might also forget it sometimes. So and then I come back to my room, and then I sit down and do my meditation. I do a meditation from Dr. Joe Dispenza, the chakra meditation, every day mostly, because it just is the one that suits me the most. And it is a meditation where you go through your chakras and then kind of connect to the universe also, to connect to the wide open space that we are always floating in. And it is really special to me because this meditation, or in general the meditations I do, they just are like drugs for me. Like I get on such high levels of joy that I can only start laughing sometimes. Not every meditation, but some. For example, this morning I was just laughing because I had the feeling that the universe just was playing with me. It was just playing games with me, and I enjoyed it a lot. Also my inner child. So yeah, in this meditation I also connect with my inner child. That's also something I really like to do. I can do a separate episode on that one because I think it's very important. So in this meditation I kind of focus on being present and feeling my body, and it is kind of, it doesn't really matter like so much what you do, what you like to do. You can also do a different meditation, like just breathing exercises, for example, are also super good, like breath meditation. I have a Wim Hof meditation in my podcast, a bit lower. You could do that one. You can find a lot of other meditations somewhere else. I could also maybe record one if you would like to have one from me, like a bit like my morning ritual meditation. Then just write me on Instagram, Solveig Weimar. And what I think is super important is also in that sense a value of mine, is that I know that I'm changing and that I accept myself changing. That means that even though maybe I had today such a nice meditation, maybe tomorrow it's not going to be like nice at all. And that's okay. That's super okay. I don't try to, like, I'm not a product. I try to really flow with my phases. And that also means that if a meditation is not nice, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't try to force myself to always have the best meditations ever. And that's really important, I think. There's this really big spider on my wall that just caught a bug. Oh my god, and it's like sitting in the wall. What should I do? So I'm very thankful also in the mornings, being thankful, gratitude, showing gratitude for what we have. I think it's just so important on so many levels, because we are living in such abundance and we keep on forgetting it because we're so caught up with our things that we have to do and where we have to be and people we have to please and tasks we have to continue, and there's so much. But at the core and at the bottom of all that, we are like living. We are supported so much with so many things, and also we as our 21st century human beings that you are, because you are listening to this podcast that is on Spotify or on iTunes podcasts or wherever, and I'm recording this podcast at my house with my computer, and I can listen to music from all over the world, and I can eat things from all over the world. It's also crazy, but I'm also thankful for it, because this is such a precious thing. There were so many humans before me that had to suffer so much. I don't know, maybe not also, but I'm just thankful that I can have all these possibilities and make movies and music, and I can design and fulfill myself, DJ, dance, enjoy. And I think for me it's very important to be grateful for that stuff. also super interesting for manifestation. I also I think it's German, but I have a series about manifestation where you can see, and I go a bit deeper in it, but also that with manifestation, it's magic. Like I'm a little witch, you can just be grateful for things that that they already have happened, but they didn't happen yet, and that kind of boosts your magic skills. So I also visualize a lot, but I am not such a visual person. I'm more kinesthetic person, so I kind of already feel emotions in my meditation, which I will feel in the future, and then in that way I attract, with the law of attraction, I attract the things already now into my life. And what you can also do, what I also then do is, in the end, I protect myself. That is something I think is kind of sad that I have to do it, but with a lot of sickness and troubles, I found out that actually I need to protect myself also sometimes, energetically, of course. I think emotionally I don't want to protect myself because I want to be honest. But energetically I'm trying to protect myself with envisioning that I'm sitting in a bubble, and that this bubble doesn't let in things that want to harm me. So if you want to do that. And then I did that sometimes, but I don't do it a lot. So now I'm changing to what you could do, also just ideas, is self-massaging you. That's a bit of the kind of tantric direction. It's just to not try to massage yourself in the sense that you want to approach yourself as, I need to get rid of this pain or no. Just kind of really, if you would touch somebody else gently and just take some cream or oil and just start touching your body and focusing really on the sense of touch and not thinking about a lot of things, but rather really just feeling your skin and appreciating it. Maybe I will do another episode with a tantra teacher about this one. If you want to hear that, hit me up. Oopsie, that was my book that fell down. And also, considering the book is really interesting because now I'm reading out of my book where I wrote down my morning routine. And it's a book from what year was that? I think it's really 3 years ago. And there I already wrote down my morning routine, and I think it's super interesting to also talk about that, because one part of my morning routine is also writing diary. And I started the bullet journal method 3 years ago, and it is a method that allows you to write diary very fast and very efficient. I think in my perspective it's very efficient and super nice, because I always reflect myself, and on so many levels the bullet journal method is actually, it's incredible and great. I also maybe make another one about that. So I write diary, and in that sense I kind of do what I have to do, and I write it all on the page, so it's off my head. I also got to know that in my studies, because if we don't kind of put things somewhere, our brain keeps things that we have to do in this loop, and it's gonna keep on reminding us. At least most of the people have that. And if you write something down and you're really devoted to also do it, and to know it's written down here, and I know it's in this book, and for example I only have one book for everything, for my thoughts, for my ideas, for my to-dos, for my calendar, everything, and I know everything is in there, and I just write stuff down there, and I know I will check there. So my brain kind of can focus on different things because it knows, it's written in there. And also there's a glossary in the beginning. I will make a separate episode about bullet journal method. But yeah, and this one is super interesting because I just went literally to my bookshelf and took a book that was 3 years ago out to read what my morning routine is there, because there I had a very much longer one than I have right now. And it's also a resource for you to later on come back to your knowledge that you had 3 years ago. So yeah, what I still do, back then I also wrote down my goals and my visions. Like I had I would say 5 or 6 goals that I would repeat every day, because that in that sense you also focus more on them. Because if you things grow that you focus on. That really is also how our brain works. Like I said before, if you focus on one thing, then you will attract it in the sense that you will see it more. If you know, like if you want to have a baby, you will see babies everywhere. If you focus on specific things that you want to put into your life, you're gonna get more of that. And that's why I was writing down my goals every day. I don't do that anymore, but I mostly dance, and that's one of my favorite things to do in the morning. Only if it's like a little bit, like just one song or half a song, and just really dance and feel the joy inside of you just pouring out, and I love it. Let me just read. And then what you could also do is doing yoga. I sometimes do that. I don't do it like routinely. A friend of mine, Ono, he does that, like he did it for a while, like every day, doing yoga. And there you also have to see what kind of person are you? What do you need? Do you need physical meditation, that I would say is yoga, or do you need like this mental reset and grounding in the morning? Do you need then I would suggest you meditation. Do you need to get creative? So maybe you draw every morning for 15 minutes. Do you want to get inspired? Then maybe you sit down and just listen to podcasts every morning, or read every morning. Or do you want to connect with nature, for example? Then it would make sense to maybe go running, or go in the nature every morning, go for a walk. Or do you need like, I would say, physical and emotional resets? Then breathing, breath work is super nice, super good, super useful. For example, Wim Hof method that I have. There's just, maybe you get a feeling now for it, what you want to start trying out. Morning routines are just really, really essential, I think, for a long-term fulfilled life, I think. I mean, there are different people. Some people don't like morning routines at all, and I think you should just, if you are interested in right now, and I guess you just clicked on this episode, so you might be interested in it, I just would invite you to just try it out, and don't be too dogmatic about it, because it is really something that is not for everybody. But if it's something for you, it can help you so much. Because I feel like it's like a compass in the morning that I set myself on. I have days where I don't do my morning routines, and it's okay. Like, be nice to yourself, be friendly to yourself, love yourself really, also for not being perfect and not doing the morning routines and la 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 la. But if you do your morning routine, you kind of, set your inner compass to where you want to go in the morning already before the whole day started. And that's just very powerful. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you a bit now about me and do a check-in, like a little update on projects, for example, my Goddess Garden project and my moving here to the Villa Kakelbond, how we called it. And since that all has to do a lot with morning routines and manifestation, I invite you to just listen. But if you don't want to listen to it, you can also just stop the episode now. I'm not gonna give any information anymore about morning routines. So it has been quite a while that we met here together. The last time I spoke to you, or we had this moment together here, is quite a while ago, and a lot of things happened in my life that have been extremely turbulent and extremely positive and so growthful. I feel like buckets of love and joy were pouring above me, and also a lot of challenge was poured above me, but both at the same time. So it was kind of just very, very valuable to me the last time. And it is always the time when I experience the most, when I'm doing that I don't get to sit down and podcast so much. But since I'm also now in the phase of my my cycle where I start reflecting again on what happened, I'm like about to become a period, and I think that's a very reflective moment in my life. I turn a bit more inward, and that moment I normally use or find time to podcast. Yeah, so I'm gonna do like a little quick update about what interesting stuff happened, and then I'm gonna dive into our topic today, which is about morning routine. And I moved to the countryside. I'm a kid from Berlin, grew up between the bricks, or between the stones. At least, I mean, between the bricks and stones, there were a lot of cracks and a lot of grass and green stuff coming out. And Berlin is, I think, one of the most greenest and very natural city that is not so furnished. It's not so polished, and it's more really growing also all at a lot of places. And it's quite, they just quite leave it how it is. But still, I used to, when I was a small kid, always love the holidays when we went to farm places in Schwarzwald, for example, which is the Black Forest, or just outside Berlin. And I always loved it so much, but I grew up at this really gigantic city thing and always lived in flats. And I never really thought it would be a thing for me to move to the countryside until I was kind of stranded in a place where I had to stay for 6 weeks. I had to kind of stay on the countryside. That was when Corona happened, and I was stranded at a countryside house of a friend of mine. And there I really kind of discovered over this coincidence kind of that I actually really enjoy living at the countryside, that I actually really like to be surrounded by less noise and less distraction, even though my heart loves distraction and loves noise and dancing and music and celebration like a lot. And maybe that's even why I just needed it so badly to come to a more quiet surrounding. And that process took me a while, but in the moment, it was also the moment, actually, it's interesting, where I started the podcast 3 years ago, I think, yeah. The moment when I was living at the countryside house. And there the idea started in my head that I could actually really move to the countryside. And I started manifesting it. I started writing down what I wanted to have. I started drawing it. I started being already thankful that it already has happened. Then I moved to Design Academy to the Netherlands, and then here it continued growing. This thought of, I could maybe get a place outside of the city and then still study in the city, but like close to it. And then I, kind of gathered some people that shared this vision that I had, that we had, and we wrote down what we wanted to have, like very specifically. And we wanted to be in a circle of 25 minutes around the school. We wanted to not pay more than 300 euros. We wanted to have a lot of space for us and workshops and a lot of green places. And then it came to me. It came to us. It came this place. We call it Villa Kakelbond, which means in English you would say Villa Velicula, or in German Villa Kunterbund, we called it. And it is a place now that is just so incredible, beautiful to me. And it's really my biggest dream, my kid dream coming true, living here with 4 friends of mine that also study at the Design Academy. And we are doing projects here with Suske. I started the Goddess Garden project just this semester. We started a permaculture garden here. And things are just growing, and I'm so you don't know how lucky I feel. And still I also know I did my part with manifesting it. And I'm every day grateful, waking up here, going outside in the garden, being naked in the garden or whatever, doing things that just connects me with nature. And to grow my own food now is one of the biggest and most beautiful things that I could imagine, getting less dependent on all these monster systems that we are so dependent on, getting more autonomous, and just having this connection to what nurtures me, to nature, to be able to walk on the streets barefoot. And there's a lot good stuff happening right now in my life. And now I am done with this semester. I just finished it yesterday, and now the summer starts. And it's funny because at times where I am very busy, I also don't tend to keep up my morning rituals, even if they're really, really important and really stabilizing me. And I kind of used to always get sick then, like I always get tonsillitis. But since I got them removed, which was a major step in my life, like since then, I can just realize all the inspirational ideas I had so much better, because I have so much more time not being sick, because before I was sick a lot. And now I have all this knowledge about my body, about also spirituality, and about feeling my body, about creating healthy and stressless. Oh, there was my sound box. Stressless surroundings and situations, and really caring for me and understanding how I work. I learned that all, and also a lot of things about spirituality and about chakras, and so much knowledge, feng shui, that I had to kind of gather because I was so desperate and being super sick and always not having energy at all. And I gathered all that knowledge, and now I have it. And now I have a lot of understanding for my body and feeling its boundaries, but also having much more strength to actually go out there, go out in the world and show and inspire and help, for example, with creating a project like this, creating the goddess garden here. It's also supposed to be a communal thing, or it is already a community garden, and we're gonna hopefully scale it up a bit, having an engaged community here. And I hope this episode was interesting for you. If you have any questions, you can write me. If I don't respond, I'm super sorry. I'm just sometimes not seeing the messages on Instagram. And I was also very, 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 very busy in the best sense, but also very busy. And but it's not because I don't want to reply. It's just that I oversee it. I'm hugging you a lot, and I hope that you got inspired from this, and I hope that you can customize your own beautiful morning routine for yourself, and come more back to yourself in that sense, ground yourself. And I wish you a really nice summer. I'm really excited, and also I will hopefully continue my morning routine in the time of the summer break now. And I'm kissing you, and I hope you have a lovely day. Ciao, ciao. You're so right.